I'm breaking up with you. It's over. This relationship is a joke.
How could you do this to me?
Look at you, making a scene again. Pathetic.
Valentine's Day 2024. He dumped her at the Place restaurant, loud enough for everyone to hear. I'm ending this today so you'll never forget losing me. The whole room stared. She cried. He smiled. Let me tell you the story. Mara's hands trembled as she smoothed down her red dress. 3 years, 3 Valentine's days together. Tonight felt different, special. The small box in Chidi's pocket earlier that morning, she'd seen it. Her heart hadn't stopped racing since. The Place restaurant glowed with romance. Rose petals scattered across white tablecloths, candles flickered, happy couples whispered and laughed. Amara watched Chidi across their table, her heart full of hope. You look beautiful tonight, he said, refilling her wine glass. Thank you. She blushed. This place is perfect, Chidi. He smiled, but something cold flashed in his eyes. Something she'd never seen before. Amara, we need to talk. Her heart jumped. This was it. 3 years of love, of building a future together. She clasped her hands, ready. I've been thinking a lot lately, Chidi continued, his voice rising slightly. A couple at the next table glanced over. About us. About where this is going. Me too, Amara whispered, hope blooming in her chest. Good? Then you'll understand. He leaned back in his chair. This isn't working anymore. I'm done. The restaurant noise faded. Amara's smile froze. What? We're over, Amara. His voice grew louder. Deliberately louder. I'm breaking up with you. Right now. On Valentine's Day. Heads turned. Whispers started. Amara felt every eye in the restaurant lock onto their table. Chidi, please. Her voice cracked. You know why I'm doing this today. He leaned forward, cruel satisfaction spreading across his face. So you'll never forget it. Every single Valentine's Day for the rest of your life, you'll remember this moment. The moment you lost me. The day I walked away. I want you to remember it forever. Tears streamed down Amara's face. She couldn't breathe, couldn't move. The couples around them stared. Some looked away in embarrassment. Others watched openly, shocked. 3 years, she whispered. Chidi, 3 years were a waste of my time. He stood, dropping money on the table. Happy Valentine's Day, Amara. Enjoy your dinner, alone. He walked out, just like that. The restaurant buzzed with shocked whispers. Amara sat frozen, tears falling onto her untouched meal, rose petals mocking her heartbreak. A gentle hand appeared in her vision, offering a crisp white handkerchief. Excuse me, miss. She looked up. A distinguished gentleman from the neighbouring table stood beside her, maybe 50-something, with kind eyes and a warm, fatherly presence. Please, he said softly, take this. Amara accepted the handkerchief, pressing it to her streaming eyes. Thank you, she managed. Any man who breaks a woman's heart on Valentine's Day doesn't deserve that heart, he said quietly, his voice firm with conviction. He's a fool. You will find better. I promise you that. Through her tears, Amara looked into this stranger's eyes and saw genuine kindness, compassion. Everything Chidi had just destroyed. Thank you, she whispered again. He nodded and returned to his table. Amara gathered her purse with shaking hands and fled the restaurant. Outside, Lagos traffic roared past. Couples walked hand in hand. Valentine's decorations glowed everywhere. She walked home alone, still clutching the stranger's handkerchief, her heart shattered into a million pieces. The weeks after Valentine's Day blurred together in pain. Amara couldn't look at anything red without crying. Deleted all their photos, unfollowed him on everything. Her friends surrounded her with love, but nights were endless. He wanted me to remember, she told her best friend Funmi one evening. He got his wish. I can't stop remembering. Then remember something else too, Funmi said fiercely. Remember, you survived. Remember, you're stronger than this. Slowly, painfully, Amara began to rebuild herself. She threw herself into her marketing job, started going to the gym, joined a book club, began therapy. Each day, the pieces of her heart slowly knit back together. 4 months later, everything changed. Amara was at a charity fundraiser her company sponsored when she saw him, the distinguished gentleman from the restaurant. He stood across the room, talking to organizers, commanding respect without demanding it. Their eyes met. Recognition sparked in his face. He walked over, smiling warmly. "The young lady from the place, how are you?" "Better," Amara said honestly. "Much better. Thank you for your kindness that night. I still have your handkerchief." She laughed. "I kept meaning to wash and return it. Keep it. Consider it a reminder that you survived your worst day." He extended his hand. "I'm Adebayo Okonkwo, Amara Nwosu." They talked. He was a widower. His wife had passed 3 years ago. He owned a consulting firm. He was gentle, funny, remarkably easy to talk to. When the event ended, he asked if she'd like to have coffee sometime. "Just coffee," he assured her. "No pressure. I enjoyed talking with you." Coffee became dinner. Dinner became weekend walks. Walks became deep conversations. Adebayo was patient, respectful, never rushing her. He asked about her dreams, listened to her thoughts, made her laugh until her sides hurt. "I'm 52, he said one evening, watching the sunset from Jarby Lake. "You're 29. People will talk." "Let them talk," Amara said softly. She looked at this man who had shown her what real respect looked like. "You make me happy, Adebayo. You make me feel valued, safe, cherished." "You are cherished," he said, taking her hand. "Every day you remind me that my heart can still love again." Their relationship bloomed naturally over 8 months. He met her family. She met his grown children, who welcomed her warmly. He never made her feel less than, never played games, never made her doubt his feelings. On New Year's Eve, under fireworks lighting up Abuja's sky, Adebayo knelt down. "Amara Nwosu, you walked into my life on the worst day of yours. You gave me hope again, purpose again, love again. Would you do me the incredible honor of becoming my wife?" Through happy tears, Amara said yes. Yes to love that respected her. Yes to a man who cherished her. Yes to the future she deserved. The broken girl from Valentine's Day was gone. In her place stood a woman who knew her worth. Mrs. Amara Okonkwo loved her new life. Married 3 months now, she glowed with happiness. Adebayo treated her like a queen. They lived in a beautiful home in Maitama. She'd become involved in his consulting firm, helping with company events and client relations. "You have a gift for this," Adebayo told her, kissing her forehead. "The clients love you." Valentine's Day 2025 arrived exactly 1 year after her heartbreak. The office buzzed with celebration plans. Amara helped the event team hang decorations in the conference room for the company's Valentine's party. "Mrs. Okonkwo, the flowers are perfect," the coordinator gushed. Amara smiled. 1 year ago, she'd cried in a restaurant. Today, she was thriving, loved, happy. "The new employees start today, correct?" she asked. "Yes, ma. Mr. Okonkwo is doing orientation now." Amara walked toward the conference room, adjusting her elegant navy dress. Through the glass walls, she saw her husband addressing 5 new hires, welcoming them professionally. She pushed open the door, smiling warmly. "Good morning, everyone. I'm just—" Her voice stopped. Time stopped. There, in a too-tight suit, sitting in the back row, was Chidi. His head snapped up. Their eyes met. The colour drained from his face like water from a broken glass. His mouth fell open. Recognition, shock, horror, and disbelief crashed across his features in waves. Amara felt nothing but calm. She'd cried all her tears for this man a year ago. Now, she was simply Mrs. Okonkwo, happy, secure, loved. Adebayo noticed her, his face lighting up. Ah, perfect timing. Everyone, this is my wife, Amara. Darling, these are our new consultants joining the team. Amara walked forward gracefully, passing Chidi without acknowledgement. She greeted each new employee warmly, professionally. Then, finally, she turned to him. Welcome to Okonkwo Consulting, she said, her voice steady and kind. She extended her hand. I'm Mrs. Okonkwo, the CEO's wife. I look forward to seeing you around the office. Chidi's hand trembled as he shook hers. Thank you, Mrs. Okonkwo. I hope you'll be very happy here, Amara continued, her smile genuine. We're like family at this company. Respectful, kind, professional. She caught the emphasis. His face went even paler. Adebayo wrapped an arm around her waist. My wife is being modest. She's the heart of this company. Anything you need, she's here to help. Amara leaned into her husband's embrace, meeting Chidi's devastated eyes one last time. Enjoy your first day, she said sweetly. Then she turned and walked out, leaving Chidi frozen in his seat, his world crumbling around him. 1 year ago, he'd destroyed her on Valentine's Day. Today, Valentine's Day, karma had arrived. Chidi couldn't quit. He'd been job hunting for 8 months before landing this position. His savings were gone. His rent was due. He was trapped. Every single day became torture. Each morning, he walked into Okonkwo Consulting and saw her picture in the lobby. Mr. and Mrs. Okonkwo at a charity gala, glowing with happiness. He took the elevator, praying not to run into her, but she was everywhere. Good morning, Mr. Adeyemi, she'd say kindly, passing him in the hallway. Her grace made it worse. She was never petty, never cruel, just happy, thriving. Everything he'd destroyed a year ago had bloomed into something more beautiful than he could have imagined. Did you hear how the boss met his wife? A colleague asked during lunch one day. Chidi froze, fork halfway to his mouth. No, tell me. Last Valentine's Day, she was at the Place restaurant and some idiot broke up with her, publicly, cruelly. Mr. Okonkwo was there, comforted her, they fell in love. Can you imagine? That guy's stupidity gave our boss the love of his life. The table laughed. Chidi's food turned to ash in his mouth. He couldn't escape the reminders. Every meeting Amara might attend, every company event she hosted gracefully. Every time Mr. Okonkwo spoke about his wife, love radiated from his words. She saved me, Adebayo told the team during a meeting. I thought I'd never love again. Then she walked into my life on her darkest day. I'm grateful to the fool who broke her heart. His loss became my greatest blessing. Chidi sat there, dying inside, unable to speak, unable to escape. The office loved Mrs. Okonkwo. She remembered birthdays, brought treats, asked about families. She was genuine, warm, beloved. Everything Chidi had thrown away now flourished under a man who deserved her. At night, Chidi scrolled through old photos he'd saved. Amara smiling at him. Amara laughing at his jokes. Amara in that red dress on their last Valentine's Day, hopeful and trusting. He'd wanted her to remember losing him. Instead, she'd forgotten him entirely. She'd moved on to something infinitely better. Every day at that office reminded Chidi of one truth. He'd destroyed the best thing in his life to feel powerful for one moment. Now he lived beneath her shadow, watching her thrive, knowing he'd created his own hell. And the worst part? She was kind to him, professional, gracious. She'd healed completely while he rotted in regret. The Valentine's decorations went up around the office. 1 year since his cruelty, 1 year since her transformation. The office buzzed about the Valentine's party. Chidi knew he'd have to attend, knew he'd have to watch them celebrate, knew karma wasn't finished with him yet. The conference room glowed with red and white decorations. The entire company gathered for the Valentine's celebration. Champagne flowed, laughter filled the air. Amara stood beside her husband, radiant in a stunning red dress. Chidi stood in the back, wishing he could disappear. Adebayo clinked his glass, calling for attention. The room quieted. "Thank you all for being here," he began, his voice warm. "Valentine's Day is special to me for many reasons this year. 1 year ago, today, I met the love of my life." Amara smiled up at him, her eyes shining. "She was heartbroken," Adebayo continued. "Some fool had just broken up with her. In public, on Valentine's Day, deliberately cruel, wanting her to remember her pain forever." The room murmured sympathetically. Chidi's face burned. "But I'm grateful to that man," Adebayo said, pulling Amara close. "His stupidity became my blessing. His cruelty created space for real love. He wanted her to remember Valentine's Day as the day she lost him. Instead, it became the day she met me." The office erupted in applause and cheers. Adebayo kissed his wife tenderly. Amara glowed with pure joy. Chidi stood frozen, destroyed, karma crushing him completely. As the party continued, Amara found Chidi near the windows, staring out at the city. "Mr. Adeyemi," she said softly, "could we talk? Privately?" His heart hammered. "Of course, Mrs. Okonkwo." They stepped into an empty office. Amara closed the door, then turned to him with kind eyes. "I forgave you a long time ago, Chidi," she said simply. "I'm not telling you this to hurt you. I'm telling you so you can stop hurting yourself." "Amara!" His voice cracked. "I'm so sorry. I was cruel, stupid. I wanted to hurt you. And I did. I'm sorry." "I know. And I forgive you." She smiled gently. "But I'll never forget what you taught me. You showed me that when someone shows you who they are, believe them. You showed me that cruelty reveals character. And you showed me that real love doesn't humiliate or manipulate or destroy." Tears filled Chidi's eyes. "I lost everything." "No, you lost me. And I found myself. I found a man who treats my heart like the treasure it is. I found happiness, peace, real love." She touched his shoulder briefly. "Thank you, Chidi. Thank you for breaking my heart on Valentine's Day. It made room for a man who cherishes it." She walked to the door, then turned back. "I hope you find happiness too. Real happiness. The kind that doesn't require hurting others to feel powerful." Then she left, returning to her husband, her life, her joy. Chidi stood alone, finally understanding the price of cruelty. And so Amara learned that sometimes the cruelest moments create space for the greatest blessings. Chidi wanted her to remember Valentine's Day forever, and she does, but not as the day she lost him. As the day she met the man who would show her what real love looks like. For Chidi, every day at that office is a reminder. Cruelty has a price. The woman you humiliate might become the one you answer to. The heart you break might be picked up by someone far greater than you'll ever be. And perhaps the greatest lesson is this. Real men don't break hearts on Valentine's Day. Real men don't need to humiliate women to feel powerful. Real men cherish, respect, and treasure the hearts entrusted to them. Amara didn't get revenge. She didn't need to. She simply lived well, loved well, and let karma do the rest. Because in the end, The best revenge is not bitterness, it's becoming so blessed that your former pain becomes someone else's regret. To every heartbroken person reading this, your Valentine's Day is coming. Not the one where you're broken, the one where you're chosen by someone who knows your worth. Hold on, heal, grow. Your blessing is preparing to meet you on your darkest day. And to anyone tempted to break a heart cruelly, remember, Chidi, remember that the pain you cause has a way of returning, that the person you destroy today might become the person you answer to tomorrow. Choose kindness, choose respect, choose love that builds instead of breaks, because karma keeps perfect time.